Hey there, everyone. How you doing? So one thing I wanted to do before we sort of head into the long weekend here is maybe give you a picture of our first couple of years of real estate investing, right? So we started again back in 2003. We didn't have a lot. We had about $40,000 in cash saved up between us. And I get asked all the time to kind of relive or paint or give a timeline of how we used or leveraged that capital to grow a decent sized portfolio. So I thought I'd do is just give you a flavor of it. Obviously the full story is documented in our book, One Rental at a Time, and you can get that on Amazon. But why don't we go and kind of give you the timeline and share with you, how it all started because it's fun. So again, let me expand this out. So I did my best to go back and kind of relive the story, kind of frankly, used Zillow to kind of document purchase dates and things of that nature, and basically highlight how we rolled from 2003 to 2007, how we turned $40,000 in cash into approximately 500K in net worth. Obviously, I use the word estimate because, again, net worth is one of those numbers that I think is kind of squishy. You could, one appraiser could say this, another one could say that, and all of those details. So I did my best to kind of call that out where appropriate. Again, if you want to see the full story, right, the full 15 years, you need to go ahead and get the book One Rental at a Time. It is on Amazon. It talks about all the things we did pre-crash, what saved us, how we leveraged the crash, used it to buy a lot more stuff. And then finally, what we did is the market return. So it's a very detailed story of what we did, and hopefully you enjoy it. But this is how it all starts. So it started for us in 2003 when we finally realized that the Bay Area, our home market, 30 minutes from our house, wasn't going to work. We had to look elsewhere. That's when we decided to pursue Fresno. We didn't buy our first property or didn't close on it until December of '03. So you will start to see these kind of numbers repeat. So we bought a single family home. This was single family home one, as it will be referenced throughout this, for 107. We bought it at market. We didn't know any difference. We paid full retail, and we used $20,000 roughly as our down payment. Then we move on to August of '04. We buy another single family home for 110. We did buy this one under market. We estimate this to be about 20K under market. And we since learned that you don't have to put 20% down. You can put 10% down. Again, this is 2004, pre-bubble, all of those things. So a couple of things. First, note that it took us almost 7 months or 8 months to buy the next one. We didn't run out and just buy three right in a row. You really do got to read the book because we tell of a horrible story with our first rental that almost crushed us. That we almost stopped investing because it was so painful. Thankfully, Olivia gets all the all the credit in the world for staying true to our plan and moving forward, because as you will read in the book, I was unsure if we wanted to go do this again because it was pretty painful. Then we did buy a third property. Again, this one for 120. We did buy it a little smarter. Again, we thought it was about 30K under market, and we put 10% down. So in the end, this is kind of how we broke down net worth through 2004. So we started with 40K. That was kind of actual, right? That was what we had. It was cash. After our first purchase, we still were about 40K because, again, we didn't buy it under market. We didn't know any different. So we were sitting on approximately 20K in cash, and we had equity in that first purchase of 20K. Moving forward, again, after buying that second house, we estimated our net worth to be about 80, which broke down 10K in cash. That's what we had left. We had 40K now in the first home because of appreciation. And then we bought that third house again. We put 10K down and we bought it for about 20K under market. So our net worth after our second purchase was starting to get close to 100K. And then finally, after purchasing our third one there in November, we had no cash left. We were cash poor. Our first house now was 40K in equity. We thought our third one was 30K. And again, our fourth one, because we bought it under market, was 40K. So again, these are estimates. I did the best I can. You can argue, is it 90K? Is it 120? Don't know. But this is where I thought we were sitting as of November 2004. So moving forward, we do our first cash out refi. Again, I talk about this a bunch in the book. We took a positive cash flow property and turned it negative. As you'll see in the book, I call that an alligator. It's very painful. Don't ever do it. It was stupid, but I didn't know any better. So we took 40K out of that. We did very soon after that buy single family home 4 and single family house 5. Both were about 20K on the market, and we put 10K down. Heading into March of 06, we did another cash out refi, this time a little smarter. We didn't create an alligator. We made sure we had at least a little bit of cash flow. Didn't always work, but at least that's what we were thinking. So we pulled again cash out of our second single family home of about 40 grand. And then that helped us buy 2 more single family homes. So we got up to single family home 6 and single family home 7. Both were about 20K on the market, and this time we had to put about 15K down. So how does this all work out? So if we go back to July 05 with the cash out refi, we went from 0 cash to 40K. Our net worth has gone up mainly because of equity. So we have 40K cash. Our single family home 1, we have 20K left. Again, we had an appraisal, so we still had that equity. As it turns out, it was kind of false equity, but that's where we were sitting. On single family home and single family home 2 and 3, both have appreciated nicely. If you want to go back and look at it, you can look at Fresno's appreciation from like 2002 to 2007. It was double digits. And if you bought right, you could really do some special things back then. And as we moved forward with the purchase of single family home 4 and 5, our net worth went up again because, again, we bought right. We bought 20K on the market and we put 10K down. So our cash went down by 20K. Single family home 1 was 20, 2 and 3 were still that 70. And then again, we bought single family home 4 and 5, right? 20K under plus 10K down. And that's where we sat with 30K. Heading forward, March of 06, time's going by. Appreciation is good on us. We are, again, pulling cash out. So we got now 60K cash after our second refi, 40K equity in house 1, 50K in house 2, now 90K in house 3, 70K in house 4, and 70K in house 5. We then exceed $500,000 because we buy house 6 and 7 right. Our cash goes down to 30K because we had to put 15K down each. So we're sitting with 30K cash, 50K equity in house 1, 60K in house 2, 110 in house 3, 90K in house 4, 90K in house 5, and then house 6 and 7 both were sitting on 40K as we bought under market and put some down. So again, this is how it rolled. 3 short years, 2003 to 2006. It was obviously a time of great appreciation. Again, check out the charts, kind of double digits year on year on year. Again, and if you know our story at all, it goes exponential from there. We went from houses to apartments. We can talk about that. It's all in the book. We can talk about hard money and private money, which is something we leveraged extensively. Again, all in the book. So again, if you're looking to have a good read, you want to read something that Forbes recommended as one of the top 15 books to read before you get started. We are a self-published author telling our story, and you can find it on Amazon. Just either look up the title, One Rental at a Time, or just search by my name. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you saw that. I tried to put out the full timeline details, tried to keep all the numbers straight and see how appreciation, buying under market can really help you. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, you can leave comments below. Take care.